Give to Barrett. Cut back over the middle of the 25 to the 20. Breaks a tackle to the 15. Stops, starts 10-5. Touchdown Lions. Holy mackerel.
Throws, end zone. It is caught. What a play back there in the back of the end zone by T.J. Hockenson.
You're listening to the One Pridecast. Welcome into the One Pridecast. This is team reporter Dannie Rogers, and I am sitting alongside DetroitLions.com writer Mike O'Hara. We are in very comfy seats today, although Mike doesn't look very comfy. I switched the setup on him. We're navigating this. We will have our own podcast studio soon. I lied. However, that's what we're working towards here.
But the lights are so bright. My makeup is running.
I know, but we're going out to well, I'm going out to LA. Mike's not, but you got to get ready for the bright lights if you were going out to LA because the Rams are on the clock. We're going to talk about this game.
If you say so. That's why I'm here. That's why I got up so early this morning.
I know. I mean, first off, I want you to go back in the archives. I know. They're very extensive. The archives are very extensive for you. And I need you to tell me what Matthew Stafford's Achilles heel is so I can go tell the Lions defense so they can attack it Sunday and that Lions can win.
Well, can you play with 12 men? I don't
Technically.
know. The way he's playing now, in the offense they have, the offensive assets they have, they're really built for that team. The running backs are good. They're nothing special. Wide receiver Cooper Kupp, he's got 650-some yards, 7 touchdowns. That's more than our Detroit Lions have as a group, 7 touchdowns. I think it's tied with what the Detroit Lions have. Are you serious? He's rolling right now.
Yeah.
He really is, and it's tough, and he's rolling downhill. And look, the Lions are having problems. They're having problems on both sides of the ball. And so, to say that I have the answer, I don't know if the brain trust of the Detroit Lions have the answer on what they're working with. Now they can put out the best game plan in the world, offensively and defensively. It doesn't mean it's going to work if you're outmanned, and I think they are outmanned. But it's not hopeless. I mean, it's not hopeless. It never is. I've seen some amazing things happen to and for the Detroit Lions over the years, and so. But this is not one of those games where I'd say, well, I feel like it's coming on. I don't feel that.
Okay, yeah, so I think we can agree. Week 7 is going to be a tough one. But are the emotions actually downplayed in this? You keep hearing people say, I haven't really seen a change in Jared Goff. I mean, Matthew Stafford, they're not really thinking about their former teams. There's a lot of emotion in this, isn't there?
Well, I think there would be, but if I were going to pick who would be most affected by this, one way or the other, and you never know, it would be Jared Goff.
Interesting.
Matthew Stafford got traded to a place he wanted to go. He really did. He went, the day after the season ended, he went and talked to the ownership here, Sheila, Ford Hamp, and I don't know who else was in on the discussion. Obviously, the general manager here hadn't been hired yet, neither had the head coach.
Correct.
But he went right to ownership and stated his case. And knowing Matthew Stafford the way he did, I'm sure it was very respectful, something along the lines, look, I've given you everything I have. You're in the midst or the beginning now of a massive rebuilding project with the new coaches coming in, new staff and all that, and new players, really. I'd like to go a place where I have a chance to win right now.
Right.
And they accommodated him thinking that they got something back in return, the 2 first-round draft picks, a third-round pick, and then they got a starting quarterback in the National Football League with 2 Pro Bowls. We forget about that.
I forgot.
Jared Goff.
Thanks for reminding me.
He was part of the deal.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Michael Rockers, part of the deal.
yeah, they signed him. He got traded here for a 7th-round draft pick, but it was probably part of the plan.
Yes.
But when you think of Jared, just look at his resume there. Been to the playoffs 3 times in 4 years. He's been to 2 Pro Bowls. Played in a Super Bowl. How bad is that?
Not bad.
Okay.
It's really not bad.
Who was the last Detroit Lions quarterback to play in a Super Bowl?
That's a good one.
Hasn't been born
sad.
yet.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened.
Not born yet. You're going to do that.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're going to give us, 25 more years?
They haven't been in the Super Bowl yet. Let me put it that way.
I know.
But they've won NFL championships, and they've had in the '90s they were good. The one thing they were lacking was if they had Matthew Stafford, they'd have won a couple of Super Bowls. They really would have. They were that good. They were just blocked at that position. Okay, the way it is. But we've all come down, a lot of us, on Jared Goff like he's the reason the Detroit Lions are losing. He's only part of it. He's not all of it. So I would think if anybody's going to feel one way or the other, I would think there'd be more emotion on Jared Goff's part because of what he left behind and where he is now, as opposed to Matthew, who is going exactly where he wanted to go in the situation he wants to be in.
All right, let's get into some nitty-gritty stats. I know everyone wants to hear these. Look, folks, this is what the Lions are going up against in the Rams. Rams are scoring about 30 points a game. Lions are scoring, about 18. So, for one, the defense is going to have to step up.
30 minus 18 is 12.
Yeah.
That's two touchdowns and just the extra points. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot when there have been no touchdowns scored in the first half for the Lions in about, I think, 5 games now.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Total offense is not totally off. Lions averaging about 321 total offense yards a game. LA Rams just over 400. However, the crazy stat is about 300 of those are coming from Matthew Stafford in the air every game.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. And you know what? You're going to get to the defense after
Do you want me to get to the defense?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Because I don't have to play against them, so go ahead, bring them on.
I know. Bring it on. I don't have to play against them
it's
either.
like Matthew Stafford said after they beat the Giants last Sunday at a road game in New York, or it's in New Jersey. Somebody asked him about the Rams defense and what he knew about it as a playing against it. He said, "It's a joy to watch. It's terrible to play against."
Right.
They've got playmakers at all 3 levels.
Correct. Gosh.
Not just, but good ones, like all pro type.
Yeah. No, I agree. Okay, I will say this. I will say a happy stat. Third down defense efficiency. Detroit right now ranked 11th in the league with 36%. LA Rams 44%. I do like that.
You found a bright spot.
I did find a bright spot.
Yes.
We love bright spots. Takeaway 7, Detroit 10 for LA, so they're pretty neck and neck. However, here's the thing. Lions, go ahead.
You going to get a quarterback sacks?
I don't have that on here, so please enlighten me.
The Rams have 18 sacks. The Lions have. The Rams have 18 sacks. Their quarterback has been sacked 6 times.
Wow.
It's a pretty big disparity there.
Would you like to give us the Detroit stats, please?
I would, yes. Go on.
Go for it.
No, go ahead. I just brought that one into it.
Okay, so you're saying it's difficult to get to Matthew Stafford.
You're right, and they make a habit of getting to the other team's quarterback. They really do. But look at the players they have. Aaron Donald, 3-time MVP, defensive MVP of the league.
Yes.
Jalen Ramsey, they went out and traded with the Jacksonville Jaguars to get one of the best, 4 or 5 or 6 cornerbacks in the league. A couple-time All-Pro and all that. Leonard Floyd, outside linebacker. For some reason, the Bears cut him. Rams said, "Come on down."
Come on, bud. Come.
And he's got
to some
4.5
sunshine and
sacks.
palm
Yeah, he's
trees.
got 4. He leads the team right now with 4.5 sacks. Aaron Donald has 3.5. Then a bunch of other guys have 3 and 2 and 1.5 and all that.
Yes.
But they spread the wealth,
Right.
which is not a great thing if you're a quarterback on the other side of the field.
Show your Lions pride by going authentic with gear from shop.detroitlions.com. For a great selection of t-shirts, hats, jerseys, and novelties with convenient flat rate shipping right to your doorstep, visit shop.detroitlions.com, your 24/7 home for Lions gear.
Do you think? Okay, let's be real. I believe one stat in the season was, and this is random a little bit, kind of. I'm making a point. Aaron Donald had never sacked Tom Brady before this season. I believe he did that this season.
Yes.
I wish our producer was here to fact check me. I believe that happened. Do you think Aaron Donald wanted to sack Tom Brady more than he now wants to sack his former quarterback, Jared Goff? Which one do you think he wants to sack more?
I think he wants to sack equally whoever's playing on the other side, but I think Tom Brady is the prize.
That's a neutral. Okay.
I think
so
Tom Brady's the prize.
Okay.
I don't think, in all due respect, not just because he's a former teammate or if he'd never seen him before in his life, I don't think Jared Goff is the prize.
Okay.
I really don't.
Well, he has not won 6 Super Bowls. Tom
Well, he
Brady's
hasn't
won
won
6
6
now,
Super
right?
Bowls, but he was a teammate, and he was on a team that went 13-3. went to the playoffs 3 times in 4 years, and got to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
He
you're
was
not
a
telling me
teammate.
nothing
Yeah.
new. I mean,
I
Dan
don't
Campbell
think-
in here. Everyone saw what Jared Goff was able to do,
Yeah.
and
But he just hasn't done it here. But look at the cast he had, and
Yes.
defensively and offensively, stronger defensively than offensively. By the way,
Correct.
I would think.
yeah,
I would think that if one side or the other carried that team, if you would say that, it was their defensively they did
Mm-hmm.
it, not offensively.
correct. I agree.
It's my opinion. Now I think it's kind of swinging the other way.
Mm.
I think the offense is maybe not be carrying it,
Yeah.
but I think it's maybe 51-49, something like that.
Oh wow,
Something like
that's
that.
a pretty balanced team though, right there.
I think it's pretty good balance that they have.
That's not bad.
And you know why? Because they have good players.
They do. What do you think the balance is for the Lions?
Say that again.
What do you think? What do you think the balance is for the Lions? Where does the scale tip?
For the Detroit Lions?
Yes. Be nice. We're in the building.
I am. No, we want to be working tomorrow. I get that. I'd say probably. You know what? I think it fluctuates from game to game.
I think so.
I think that's one of the problems. I
Okay.
really do.
I think so.
Because you can't
Consistency,
rely
yeah.
on either side
Mhm.
at any time. You just sort of know that for 6 weeks you've seen what I call stallouts
Yes.
offensively. For 6 weeks you've seen bailouts defensively.
Mm.
And I don't mean bailout, they're quitting, but they're just getting.
They've been playing on the field for 36 minutes. Like
Yeah,
they're tired.
They're getting trucked. Yeah,
Yes.
they really are. You saw that last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, how quickly things can change. It's 7-0. The next thing you know, there's a 34-yard completion to Jamar Chase
Mm-hmm.
with seconds to go in the first half. Field goal. They get the ball again. They score 3 straight times. The Bengals do, and the game's over.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And there's no answer back from the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
And there's no answer either way. The defense can't stop the Bengals. The offense can't move the ball.
Right.
So that's been the problem.
Yeah. It just yes. I do agree with that. I know everyone's talking consistency, but something that's interesting that came up post game of the Bengals is that head coach Dan Campbell said he's going to supercharge these Lions, and it starts in practice. How interesting was it to you that they did not practice with pads last Wednesday, which is the hardest, supposedly
Yeah,
the hardest day of the week to practice?
I think the way the rules are in the National Football League on how many times you can practice in pads, I think it's sort of like you've got to save some, you know what I mean? It's sort of like saving timeouts. When do you use them?
Yeah.
And I think it's not a perfect analogy, but you've got to save them for when you're going to use them. And they had just come off 2 tough games in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't think where they played well. They really did.
Yes.
2 of the 3 for sure. They
Yes.
lost on the last
not
second
Chicago,
long
but yes.
kicks. So I don't think either one of those were okay. Now we got to get these guys in pads to get them going. No, they were going, and I don't know. Did they practice in pads those Wednesdays? I don't know that. So maybe he's thinking to himself, well, maybe I deviated from our regular program and shouldn't have. But I don't know that.
Yeah.
That's just one. To me, that would be the only reason I would think about practicing in pads. Because while we were doing it, I decided not to because I thought the guys were a little tired, which they probably were. Those were brutal games.
Right, 100%. Very tired. It sounds like they had been practicing in pads because
Yeah.
Coach made a point to say that they did not last Wednesday. And that fired him up. Just
Right.
thinking about something that happened 4 days earlier, he thinks could have affected the game. So what they did this week was they did practice in pads Wednesday.
Correct.
However, Coach told me in our interview this week in the studio that they now added a walkthrough after meetings, which
Yeah.
they didn't typically do. They would do meetings, guys would probably grab lunch or something, and then they would go into practice. Then the last 30 minutes of that practice, they would have their walkthrough. Coach is now, I feel like, channeling his exact persona into this team in practice of intensity, because now they're doing a walkthrough right after meetings so that they can actually see what they just learned and grasp it better, so they can go into practice and just be intense the entire time that they're there. Is that different, and do you think that can be impactful?
Well, I mean, if he says it's different, it is.
Yeah.
Because we don't get to see that part of
Right.
it. But they did make it known that they were that they changed the interview schedule for the media because they were having a walkthrough, and he talked about it a little bit.
Yep.
So, yeah, look, I've heard like really good coaches say that and I'm just talking about in football, but it's also true in other sports, Danny, that when you get into one of those situations, like even a good team, maybe they've lost 2 in a row and then had a bad win or something like that, the coach will change things up because it gets the player's attention, even if in his own mind he thinks this really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But it changes. It gets your attention, kind of grabs you,
Right.
and grabs you back into the reality of what's going on with your team. It's hard for me to say that a team that's 0-6 needs just a change in the program or something like that. But I understand it. I really do, because I think they have bigger issues than where they put their walkthrough.
Yeah.
I really do, and chief among them is personnel.
Mm-hmm.
There's also one thing, and he didn't say this, and it's just completely off the top of my empty head, but when he talked about making some changes, I thought one of them might be, and I'm not advocating this, I'm just saying that it could be, was moving the offensive coordinator from the press box down to the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Teams do that sometimes, things
Yes.
like that. I don't think it makes any difference, and I really think, in the offense in particular, I think being up in the box really is an advantage, because you don't have guys pulling on you and all that. In other words, you have that line of communication with the headphones and all that.
Correct.
Like that to whoever you want to talk to. Sometimes on the sidelines it gets a little hectic because you're down
It
there.
does,
You know,
yeah.
you know what it's like.
It does.
And it gets a little hectic down there. It
Mhm.
doesn't get hectic up in the box unless you throw a temper tantrum.
It always looks, when they put those cameras in the boxes, it seems very calm
Yes.
and serene. And I'm like, I'd like to be in that box, please.
Well, I've been up in that area, not in the box.
Okay, wait, you're right. The press box area
Yeah.
is actually too quiet for me, so I take that back. I will go on the field every time.
Yeah.
It's like dead silence.
Yeah.
I have to put earphones on to listen to the game because I need some sort of like noise.
Come down and visit us.
I will. I will next time.
But I've also been up in the box and heard screaming at the top of their lungs. You know.
In the press box?
I'm not talking about the Detroit Lions.
Okay, because
Just
that
in
is
my, in
not
my,
allowed.
Yeah,
at
I've heard
all.
it in the press. No, that's not where I'm talking about back there in the coaching booths now, not where we are.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the media screaming.
Yes.
I've heard that.
That's not allowed.
But
Yeah, it's
there's
definitely
a
not
long
allowed.
story there. It didn't involve me, but
Oh,
but I've heard says, throw the ball, he's open.
I can imagine.
And the guy's 100 yards away, and you couldn't hear you in a million
Okay,
years.
I'm
but
gonna
it's
put
the
my ear up.
emotion that comes out.
I'm gonna start putting my ear up to those coaches' doors and just see
Really?
what
Why don't you
nuggets
record
I can
it?
get. I know. Yeah. Why not?
I'll tell you why not.
That won't get me fired.
I want your job, okay?
I
Do
know.
it.
Mike's trying to take my job.
I've always wanted to sit here and talk to me. Wait a
I know.
minute. That's no, I don't want
You
to
don't want to do that. No, I promise.
Neither do
don't
you.
wanna do that. I know. No, I do. I really enjoy our talks, Mike.
But
Okay.
you understand what I'm saying? There's so many things that you kind of grab
Yeah.
at times and say, well, this worked once before. I saw Sean Payton do it when I was
Yep.
in New Orleans, or I saw Bill Parcells with the Giants. They figure out a way to do something to energize their team or get its attention or whatever you think you need to do, and whatever works, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Sometimes give the team a day off. Hey, look, we're not going to practice today.
Yeah.
Now, I don't advocate that, but I've heard it
We'll
happen.
give select guys off. Like
Yeah.
LA, when I was with them in 2017 as an intern, they always designated their vets as having a rest day. So
Yeah.
even on the injury report this week, you saw Andrew Whitworth. He has rest day today. And I feel like
Call that a Veterans Day off.
we talk. Yep, it's
I've
a
never
Veterans
got
Day
one
off.
of those, man.
I would like one. I don't think
You're 21 years old.
I'm not 21. My birthday's coming up soon.
20.
No.
Okay.
It'll be on that Victory Monday that we have.
Well, that would be
It's
nice.
the one where we have a bye week.
Yeah.
So it's a Victory Monday because we didn't lose, can't lose.
Well, take your time coming back from LA Monday.
I will, and I'll be back at 6:30 a.m.
Oh, you're taking the red eye.
Yeah.
That's what I would do too if I was traveling.
Yeah, I don't think I would do that, but I don't
Well, you are.
pick. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. So you're saying simple little things can really
They sure
energize the
can,
team,
yeah.
and I think that could possibly be what sets coaches apart when you're 0-6 and you're finding little things to energize this team, and you can see it out there on the
Right.
field, but it has to result in W's. We know this. Okay, Mike, we need to get your BetMGM pick of the week.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
I'm going to go back a week, okay? And that was last week when I really felt good about the Lions versus the Bengals.
Everyone did.
27-16 was my pick.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You need to add another touchdown and then
And take
swap
away 5 points or something.
Yeah,
However,
you're close.
for bad behavior, you
right.
know?
Literally.
You know, I was looking up something. I think it was Greg Miola of the Detroit Lions public relations staff.
Is that how you say his last name?
I say it Miola. I don't know how he says it.
It's very
I
Italian.
don't care. I
Hi,
call him Greg.
Yeah.
Miola. I think
He's
it's
Greg
Miola.
M in my phone
Yeah.
for that reason.
And so, but in the last time the Detroit Lions played the Rams on the road in Los Angeles was 1993, and that was before they moved to St. Louis.
Correct. So
and
they've
all
been
that.
to St. Louis since.
Yeah, look, this team's been there. They were in Cleveland. They've been
Yeah.
everywhere. And that was a really good football team. They went 10-6, and they won the division on the last play of on the last game of the season. Beat the Green Bay Packers at the Pontiac Silverdome to win the division.
Wow, you are.
And they a touchdown by Barry Sanders, 3 field goals by Jason Hansen. The last one, 18 yards, about as short as you can get it, with 4 seconds to go. And you could look at that roster; they were just loaded with all pros and Pro Bowl players. They really were. And you go down the list: Herman Moore and
Happy
and
birthday to Herman
Barry
Moore this week.
and just loaded. They really were. And this team has a talent deficit. The coaches talked about it.
It's not hidden. We're not hiding it.
Yeah, you look at it, you can see it yourself. So, all these games we've starting from the opener until now. Some of the games I've said that we do this little spot to give the gamblers out there the benefit of my knowledge, whatever that
Benefit
is.
from your knowledge.
Misknowledge,
Yes.
misinformation.
Not really.
Is a game winnable? Like Cincinnati, winnable. You
Yes.
know? Chicago, winnable.
Yes.
I didn't really think any of the other games, but I would list as
But they
winnable. But
almost were.
possible. Yeah, absolutely. Minnesota.
Baltimore.
I didn't think it was winnable. I really didn't.
San Fran, oh my gosh, that feels like a year
But you know
ago.
what? They found a way to really battle those teams. Even San Francisco came back on them late in the game and had a chance to tie it at the end. Didn't work out. I don't see this as winnable. It would be ridiculous for me to say, oh, yeah, this is how they can do it. No, there is no formula for this, but there are things that can happen in the course of the game, and one of them can be turnovers.
Sure.
You go back to last week's game with the Rams and the Giants. I created two interceptions and a fumble recovery in the second quarter, and the Rams scored 4 touchdowns. 3 touchdown passes from Matthew Stafford and a run. I think it might have been Sony Michel who blew the game open.
Yes.
The Detroit Lions aren't built that way right now. They're not going to just absolutely destroy somebody in the second quarter of any game. So there really is no if this and if that and if this and if that, and there's a lot of hope. I'm going to take the Rams, and the only thing is keep it close. But to me, my pick in this game is Rams 38, Lions 16. That's a 22-point differential.
Yeah.
That's above the spread.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
That's almost 40 points.
38-16.
Okay.
38-16. And you know what? They're on the road, and they're 16.5-point underdogs in some places. And you know what? It might be more by game day. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I'm not gloating when I say this. This is just my stone cold.
It's stone cold. You should see his face right now. It's stone cold.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
You're
How
welcome.
am I going to shave it if it's stone cold?
Oh my gosh. We need to get him off of here. Okay. Big thanks to Mike O'Hara for coming on the podcast and, giving us his unfiltered thoughts, because you can do that.
Well, you let me. That's why.
I know. Someone's got to let you do it. We can't let you be huffing and puffing around these hallways all day, every day, because you can't get your thoughts out. So here it is. Here is Mike O'Hara's therapy session.
One of these days I might grow to like you.
Please don't do that. I do not need you coming over to my desk all the time and bothering me. Be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? I don't need that from you.
You've hurt my feelings. Hold on a second.
I don't even think you know where my desk is. So.
These my eye drops or real tears?
Okay, no. Okay, Mike,
You are
let's
a-
go get a tissue now.
You are a hard-hearted woman.
Thank you.
Just the way I like them.
Oh, I mean, what else am I supposed to be in this industry?
Now,
Let's
when
go.
I say other people out there listening, there's about a 60-year age difference here, so I'm not hitting
Are you
on
going to
it.
do
We're
that
just
to
talking.
yourself?
What's that?
You're not almost 90 years old, Mike.
I'm just trying to find out how old you are. Give me that driver's license.
Oh, gosh. What is your actual guess?
Say what again?
What's your actual guess? I'll tell
My
you.
guess of you?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not 21. I literally graduated
Well, I know
college.
that because you mentioned 2017. I was paying attention at that point.
Oh.
I sort of faded out after that.
All right,
but
let's see if your math's
I don't know,
correct.
26, 25, something like that.
All right, yep.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll say 25.
Nice. You're the only person to ever guess my age right.
Create a fun, unique, and unforgettable outing for a group of 10 or more at the next Lions home game. Visit DetroitLions.com/groups to purchase or contact us directly at 313-262-2222 to save on ticket prices, get priority locations, and receive a group giveaway item. Thanks so much for tuning into the One Pridecast. Tune in to the Lions kicking off against those Los Angeles Rams at 4:05 Eastern this Sunday. I'm Dannie Rogers. We'll see you right back here next week.